Hello everyone. So in my previous video I have discussed the methods of external expansion. Now in that I've already explained what franchising is and what is the meaning of merger and acquisition, and then the various methods of franchising and merger and acquisition. Now today in this video I am going to explain the steps in the process of merger and acquisition and the reasons why merger and acquisitions are actually done. Okay, so starting with the steps. The first step is analysis of client's requirement. That means initially what we have to do is we have to see the needs of the client, why they are going for merger, what is the reason why they are going for merger. So this analysis of the client's requirement is done first. Then next is generating the idea. So based on the client's need, next is we have to generate the idea. This is to meet the objectives, the needs, the objective of the client. To meet this need, idea is generated. Next comes the valuing the companies. Now there are so many options, there may be so many options a company is having. So we have to determine the value of each company review. That means suppose a big company, it wants to merge with a smaller company, or company A wants to merge with company B, then other than B, there may be so many companies they can merge with, and they will be getting benefit because of it. So apart from B, maybe there are 5-6 more companies. So they will do what? They will determine the monetary value of each company review. They will review the company. Then how many companies are there in the market with which they can merge. So this is valuing the company. Next comes identifying the potential partner. That means now, as I said in third point, that maybe there are 7-8 companies with which you can go for merger and acquisition. Now, and you have determined the monetary value also. Now, which company is coming within your budget? This we have to determine it. This potential partner. That means how much you can spend in buying the other company. So within the budget, how many companies are coming? Then we'll start with drawing up of documentation. Then you have finalized, you have generated the idea, you have seen the purchase price, the value of the company. Then you have identified which one is within your budget. Next, what you have to do? We have to next start the documentation part, because a lot of documents is to be prepared, like letter of intent, confidentiality agreement and all. So this documentation is done. Next, due diligence. Due diligence means lawyers are appointed. The experts are appointed, and they review the documents of the target company. Okay, they will see how much obligations they are having, what is their potential liability, how much assets they are having, what are their commitments. So based on that, they will review the documents of the target company, and then this is done for better understanding. Okay, for better understanding of the company you are going to buy, the company with which you are going to merge. Next comes supporting management. That means after this due diligence is conducted, now we have to ensure that both the management are supportive in this merger and acquisition. And last one is conducting negotiation, means we have to finalize the deal. Now on the basis of the purchase price determined here, now negotiations will be done, and then the deal will be finalized. So these are the 8 steps in the process of merger and acquisition. So our next topic is reason for merger and acquisition. The first reason is synergy. Now what is synergy? Synergy is a condition of 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. This means that the individual value of 2 company is less than the combined value of both the company. Okay, so that means suppose company X is having the value 2, company Y's value is 2, but when these 2 companies will merge together, their combined value will not be 4, it will be 5. So this is the condition that is called synergy, and this is the most important reason because of which 2 companies they combine together. Now there are 2 types of synergies. Okay, first is operating synergy, and second one is financial synergy. So operating synergy means when the companies, the merging company, they are getting benefit in terms of economies of scale. See, when 2 companies are merging together, they will their turnover will increase, their production will increase, and their profit will also increase, and they will get the benefit of the economies of scale. Okay, because large scale production they will do. Second is financial synergy. Financial synergy is in terms of the benefit in terms of finance. Actually, they will get tax benefits and all. So these are the two types of synergies, which is the first and the most important reason of merger. Now, one example I'll give here, the merger between Tata and Tata Steel and Chorus. Now, Tata Steel was a low-cost manufacturing company, low-cost steel manufacturing company, and Chorus was very high-value product manufacturer company. Now, these two companies merged together. Why? Because Chorus was looking for sources of iron ore, and they was fighting to keep their production cost low. Okay, and Tata Steel, they were having a very strong retail and distribution network in India and this Southeastern Asia. Okay, so and they were the major supplier for auto industry also. Tata Steel was the major supplier for auto industry in India. So these two companies, they merged together, and the benefit they got was more than 4. Okay, so that was the synergy point because of which these two companies combined together. So the next reason is for merger is acquiring new technology. So what happens? Two companies, they merge together to get better technology and to compete in the market. So a very good example is the merger between BlackBerry and Treo, that is for cell phone capability and email connectivity in a cell phone. For this particular reason, they have merged together. Then the next point is for improving the profitability. Now, see, many European media group, they entered USA because of this merger and acquisition. To increase their profitability, they increased their area of operation. By merger and acquisition, they entered America, okay, the European countries. Now, next is acquiring a competency. Here, suppose one company is very good, they are having very good capability of, or they are having some competency, they are having some competency there. So the two companies merge together for one of the reason, that is competency, that is capability to do a particular job. Or so one example of this is IBM merging with Daksh. Okay, so this is competency. Next is entry into new market. So the merger between Orange, Hutch and Vodafone. These three companies, they merge together for entering into a new market. Okay, so, and the example which I have given in synergy, the merger between Tata Steel and Chorus, there also Chorus wanted to enter into the expanding market, the growing market of Asia. So for that also, because Tata Steel was having very good retailer network, good network there. So for that reason also, Chorus, they merged with Tata Steel. So that is also one of the reasons, that is entry into a new market you will get. Next is access to fund. Okay. Then the next reason for merger is access to funds. Now suppose one company is not having sufficient funds and they are not having the access to get funds from the share market, then they can make a, since they are not having sufficient funds to introduce their product in the market, so they can merge with another company which is having sufficient amount of funds. So one example of this is TDPL merging with Sun Pharma, because TDPL, that is Tamil Nadu pharmaceutical company, so they were having some product, they want to launch it in the market, but they were facing that cash crunch, there was a shortage of fund. For that, they merged with Sun Pharma, and then after this merger and acquisition, they introduced their product in the market. So, and the last one is tax benefit. This happens when a company which is earning a lot of profit, but they don't want to pay taxes, that much taxes, if they will acquire a small company, a company which is running in losses, then after merger and acquisition, the losses of that company B will be set off by the profits earned by company A, and they don't have to pay, after that they will not be able, or they don't have to pay that much taxes. So for tax benefit also, companies merge together. And the example in this is Hinduja Finance, they acquired Ashok Leyland Information Technology. This ALIT, Ashok Leyland Information Technology, this company was running in losses, huge losses, and Hinduja Finance, they acquired this company to get tax benefit. Okay, so these are the 7 reasons why a company go for merger and acquisition. And the last point in this unit or this chapter is why this merger and acquisition fails. There are so many reasons why merger and acquisition is done, so many benefits the merging acquiring company they get, but then also sometimes, many times, these merger and acquisition fails. So the reason is overstated synergy. The synergy is 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Now the company, they overstated the synergy. Maybe there are some cultural fitness problem, because some company, they are they are operating in suppose America, and now they are operating in India. So there are some cultural differences, and that they have to adjust according to that. So if the company is not doing this, cultural integration is not there. So this is also one of the reason why this merger and acquisition failed. Then suppose the purchase price paid is very high. Okay, so the company has paid the unrealistic purchasing price is also one of the reason. Then the due diligence which was done by the lawyers. I've explained this earlier. Due diligence, this was done by the lawyers, the experts who actually see the position of the target company. If it is not done properly, that is also one of the reason for the failure of this. Now regulating issues, human resources issues, there are so many issues which are actually responsible for the failure of merger and acquisition. So that is to be dealt in brief actually. So these are the points which is required in this chapter, and with this we complete the unit 4 for this session.